Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. And today, as you can tell by the title, I'm going to share a little bit with you my journey into how this whole YouTube channel of mine got started, and just kind of provide you some insight on where I came from, kind of like how I even got started with guns up until our current and present time. So for those of you who are new to the channel, this video will probably be very beneficial for you. For those of you who've been around for a long time, you probably already know kind of the gist of this video. So let's just get started. So I started summer shoots in May of 2024. So we are a little bit over a year old. And I started because I got into firearms around the summer of 2021. And I was so intrigued about it. And I didn't see a lot of females doing firearms. So at the time, I'm on YouTube, I'm looking around, I'm like, who can relate to me as a female? I've seen a bunch of men, and the men are cool, but sometimes when you have that one that can like relate to you on your level, it makes a little bit more sense. It's a little bit more appealing, and you're more apt to learn a lot more than from the counterpart. So nothing against any of the guys out there who does YouTube and focuses on firearms. Nothing against you guys. I think a lot of you guys do a really good job. But for me, coming from a female perspective, I felt like I needed that female kind of person to like give me the education, the knowledge, and everything about firearms. So at the time, I think the only two people I was watching at the time, two women, were Yoki and Miss Red Phoenix. They were the ones who were consistently posting firearm reviews, knowledge, all that good stuff. And so I was like, you know what? I could do that. Let me just, like, coming from a young black female, let me just give my perspective on firearms. So it did take me 2021 to 2024, 3 years to decide to start a YouTube channel. So I did last year, like I said, started the channel, and basically the focus was give your perspective as a female about firearms. And that's literally all it was. I wanted to be very educational. I wanted to be informative. I wanted to give the raw and uncut. I didn't want to sugarcoat anything. I've always wanted to come to the channel with my experiences, and that's all I really had was my experiences and a little bit of knowledge. So along the journey, I've learned a lot. This is, again, a year and some change into YouTube, but I've learned so much. And I think when I learn, I like to just give it back out. Like, people oftentimes will share information, and some people feel like they have to gatekeep a lot of stuff. The thing with gatekeeping is you can't do it all. You can't shoot it all, review it all, run it all, compete it all. Like, you can't do it. And that's in any aspect of anything, really. We, as one person or one organization, you can't do it all. So share the love, share the knowledge, get it out to people, and in return, it'll be reciprocated. So that's kind of how I run the channel. Just wanted to put focus on the positive side of firearms, because growing up, I was not taught anything about firearms. And just a little backstory. So I do have a video on this already on the channel of how I got into firearms, but just a quick and dirty. I got into firearms because on Sundays, well, 3-4 years ago, every Sunday, my family and I would go to my mom and dad's house for Sunday dinner. And this particular Sunday, my dad said, "Summer, I got a new gun." My dad had guns, but he never really informed us and shared the knowledge to us as his kids about firearms, firearm safety, blah, blah, blah. We just always thought firearms were bad. Don't ever touch a gun. If you see a gun, run. If somebody has a gun, they're bad. Like, that's the kind of like upbringing we had. Not that it was taught by our parents, just our surroundings made us think that firearms were just terrible. So he was like, "Summer, I got a gun." And I was like, "Okay, which one did you get?" So he takes me to the backyard. Now, this is like, if you're from the country, you know. He takes me to the backyard. He shows me his new AR-15. At the time, I didn't even know it was an AR-15 or the brand, but now I know that it was an AR-15 M&P I think it was a M&P 15. Can't remember right now, but now, you know, it kind of makes more sense of what he was doing and what he was using. And he was like, yeah, he said, you know, it runs 223s. And I was like, don't even know what that means. And so we put the mag in, we shot it. We didn't have no eyes on, we didn't have no ears on. We just stood on the back porch and shot it in the backyard in the woods. And from there, I got immediately hooked. Just from that one encounter. Never touched a gun a day in my life until 4 years ago. And after that, it took off for me. I decided, I asked my dad in that moment, I was like, so how you be getting these guns? Because, you know, you just think you got to go through this tedious process to get guns. And in some states you do. But in our state, at the time, it was easy. It was go to the police office, or you didn't even have to go to the police office. You could do it online. Apply for your permits. At the time, you could apply for 5 handgun permits, because rifles and shotguns, you can just get with a background check. And he said, just go online, apply for your permits. You can get 5 at a time. He said, once they come back, you go to the gun store, you show them your permit, they'll do a background check still, you get your gun and you're good. And I was like, that's it? He said, yeah. And the permits were only $5 a piece. So I started doing research, getting into it, and I believe that like next weekend, well, actually no, I had to wait for my permits to be approved. Once my permits were approved, I think that next weekend I went and bought my first gun. And so that's kind of how I got into it. Is like that one time my dad said, I got a new gun. We went out back, we shot it, and I was like, this is cool, and I like it. And I've been hooked ever since. So, you know, that's kind of the backstory of how I got into firearms. And then from there, just everything that I'm doing at this point, I just want to share with you guys. Because, again, I wasn't aware of the positive side of firearms. And really, for me, firearms is just a very, very fun and expensive hobby. That's all it is for me. At some point, I may venture out into other things. As most of you know, I am in competitive shooting at this point, and I never thought I would be in competitive shooting. I didn't even know there was a such thing as competitive shooting. So it's just taking the time to make yourself aware of what it is that you really like to do or really love to do, and making sure you can be the best that you can be at it, because you never know where it could take you. So mine started out as really just reviewing firearms, sharing my experience with you guys on, you know, how this gun shoots, how I built that gun. And then now it's leading to the competitive side, and this is a whole nother world. So that's kind of where Summer Shoots got started. And this is kind of where we are. Current state, we are still reviewing, still building, still shooting, still showing you guys my ups and downs with firearms, the raw, the real, the uncut, and also sharing with you as of recently, and recently in the last 8 months, the competitive side for Summer Shoots. So got a lot to offer, got a lot to share with you guys. It's a lot to come for this channel. I already know it. I've seen or visualized some things that, like I said, I'd have never thought I'd be doing. So I'm glad to be here, to be doing it. And most importantly, I'm glad to just be sharing it on a platform that allows, you know, thousands to hundreds of thousands of people like you guys to tune in and to watch and just to gain some knowledge. And even if you don't like guns, maybe there's something else that I'm doing on here that intrigues you or sparks your interest. It says, you know, I just like how a lot of you have said this. You just like how real I just come and bring information. And that's really how I am always. I don't sugarcoat anything. I don't try to be somebody I'm not. I just bring you what I am, and you can take it or leave it. So yeah, that's Summer Shoots, and I hope you guys are here for a good time, not a long time. More and more videos to come. If you haven't already known like my schedule, I post every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Wednesday and Sundays are usually like range stuff, or maybe I want to show you a store or something like that. And Fridays are usually for informative educational videos like today. So y'all let me know, what more do y'all want to see? Because I'm always open to, you know, other things. It's not to say that I would do all of them, but I'm open to some things that you guys want to see, and obviously just staying true to me and continuing on the things that I'm currently doing. So that's kind of how it works. So if y'all got any questions, let me know down in the comment section. Make sure y'all follow me on all my platforms. And I do have a QR code right here if you want to easier access to how you can get my merch and how you can get to my social media platforms. Like if you're watching on TV right now, it'd probably be easier if you click that or take your phone out and scan that QR code. It'll take you to all my stuff. So again, let me know down in the comment section if y'all have questions. But that's how Summer Shoots got started, and Summer Shoots is still going. At some point, Summer Shoots will come to an end, but that's in the future. Right now, we are still very new. This is a new channel. This is still a baby. So we have a lot of things to do and a lot of growing to do. So I'll see y'all on the next one. And until next time, stay armed, stay safe, and stay vigilant. Peace.